to explain here. I would rather demonstrate if there's anybody here who has adopted children or somebody who has been adopted as a child. I would rather demonstrate it here and then we can see the issue. You? You too? Would you tell us what the issue is?
Well, I just have 2 adopted daughters, as well as a natural-born son and a daughter. The daughter was severely disabled and died, and in her 8th year. But it is true that
Your real daughter was disabled?
My real daughter was disabled and died. My eldest adopted daughter is a very angry woman.
Okay, come here.
And my second daughter has found her natural parents.
Come here, we shall look at the issue. Did you first have children, then adopt other children, or did you first adopt and then have your own children?
I think I will cry the whole time. No, I didn't have children. I adopted 2 and then had 2. I think I know that now, sitting here, that the way to get attention from my mother was to have children, and I didn't conceive.
No, that's a side issue. I won't follow that. No. We set up your husband, yourself, the 2 adopted children, their parents, and then your own children.
Okay. But of course, and I am divorced from my original husband.
Well, I suspected that, of course. But it doesn't matter here. You see, set him up again, you see?
Okay, so who do I look for?
Your husband, yourself, the 2 adopted children, their parents.
And there's a new husband too, so I leave him out?
You can leave him out, yes. Okay. And the 2 children of your own.
Okay.
You must take them by the shoulders and you move them to a place until it feels right, you see? Now you must put up them too.
How it feels right.
How it feels right, yes.
Are you setting it what would be right or what you actually feel is the case in the family? Are you setting up what would be the solution, or are you setting up how it really is?
I'm setting up how it feels to me that it is.
Fine, thank you.
Okay.
Is that?
Yes, that's meant, yes. We've just made sure. Yes. You know what that means if you look at that constellation?
I've totally put him out.
What that means?
I own the children. I think it means, or at least the words that come is I own those children somehow.
It means that the two children prevent you from killing yourself. How does it feel?
I feel sandwiched. I want to push them away. I feel trapped.
Are you feeling?
Nothing. Dead.
You?
Very, very stiff.
The husband?
Completely alienated, stone-walled.
Who wanted the adoption? You or he?
I did, yes.
You. Mm-hmm. I'll have to ask you a few questions about the adoptive parent. Did they give the child away?
In the case of yes, they were both young parents. My eldest daughter's mother and father were students at university, about in their second year, and it was in the 1960s, and it was adoption time. So the mother of my eldest daughter, her family offered to keep the child and rear the child in that family. I believe it was a Catholic family. And the mother of my eldest daughter refused, is my understanding. And the baby, my daughter, came to me in a most beautiful knitted dress that the grandmother had knitted for this child.
The grandmother would have been the best person for the child. There's no doubt about it. The grandmother would have been the best, yes, the best person.
Yes, yes.
They're not. And what about her father? Was he asked about the adoption, or was it all arranged by the woman?
I don't know for sure, but that would be a good guess, because it was in the States at that time an adoption through a law firm, and the young woman whose name is the same as mine, Catherine, went to the adoption, to the lawyer to arrange the adoption, and I don't know for sure.
Now, I want to say something about such a situation. A parent who gives away a child has lost her rights.
Her rights.
As a mother.
Her rights.
Her rights as a mother.
To that child or to
To
all
that-
children?
To that child, to that child. How's the daughter feeling?
I feel like a pendulum going between my mother and my father, and I feel quite alienated from this new family group, and I feel quite shaky.
How's the mother feel?
I'd forgotten about that. I feel very absorbed in looking at this daughter.
And the father?
I'm full of regret and feel very left out.
I turned you around and away a few steps further, away. How's that for the child?
I think I'm losing something.
Wait, I put you on this side, the other side. How's that for the father?
That's good.
This feels better.
He's not guilty because he was left out. He's the real person for the child. And the grandmother, of course. How are you feeling?
I feel resigned. Resigned. This is it.
Okay. What happened here?
These were even younger parents, about age 16. I now know a lot about it because my daughter has found them. The mother wanted to keep her child and didn't tell her parents she was pregnant until it was too far into the pregnancy to abort the child. The mother's parents had divorced, and there was a stepfather. So the mother of my daughter's parents were divorced. The father of my second daughter, actually, his family was helping the young couple, actually volunteering to take care of the baby.
The grandparents are good for that. They're grand, you know.
Yeah. Yes, they were grand, and they've received her, both of them, with enormous delight. And my daughter feels incredibly enriched. And by having these parents, she did say in a written piece that she felt very pleased that I had encouraged her to find them. And I think she must feel grateful, maybe.
Well, those parents haven't lost their rights, so the child can go back to them. I don't know, when I look at your face, you look different. How are you feeling?
I feel very close to her, full of love, and I want to hug her.
How are you feeling?
I feel these people are very close to me, but I don't know them. And I'm not quite sure that it's okay to be this close to people I don't know.
The mother?
I don't want to be here. You don't feel anything to do with me. I feel very uncomfortable. I don't really want you.
So she feels guilty, you see? She hasn't. So I turn you around. And you're put on the other side. I put you just as if you stand like this, and you stand on this side like this. How's that?
It's a bit better.
Feels good.
Okay, we have settled that issue. Okay? Now we must look at you. That's much more difficult. Or it may be the same.
I'm totally confused. I'm totally confused.
Well, don't mind. I will bring him into the picture again. So if you come with me. If you turn around, so like this. Yes, just like that. How you feeling?
Well, I've been brought into the world again. Which is a relief.
How are you feeling now?
Frightened. Frightened.
Just come here. Put your arm around her. How do you feel now?
Just very aware of my heart.
The Father?
Very quiet. I started by feeling very sad. And sadness is falling away. I'm feeling quiet.
Tell her, you are my child.
You are my child.
And I hold you as my child.
And I hold you as my child.
I've nothing to say.
It's okay. How are you feeling now?
Lots of energy down this side. Came to life when you brought him in, but she was in the way, and then when you moved her out of the way, I felt much better. Quite excited to be here.
Are you feeling towards her?
My feelings have been totally this way. But I'm aware of the contact, the energy contact.
If I put you here, how's this? Better or worse?
It's
Better there? Look at him and tell him, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I honor you now as my husband.
I honor you now as my husband.
And as the father of our children.
And as the father of our children.
Yes, I honor you. I honor you. My wife and the mother of our children.
How's the daughter feeling now?
Very sad.
I put Do you hear? And you take the arms around her, both of you, like this. Just lean at your parents, and you are put close to your father.
I'm just becoming aware of my son for the first time.
I turn you around. So come close. So take the arm around her like this. And then I take you beside your brother. Just stand beside your brother, like this. How'd that?
It feels fine.
It feels a lot better.
Yes, I like this.
Felt better here for me.
Now look at the adopted children. Tell her, I leave you with your father.
I leave you with your father.
You may keep what I gave to you.
You may keep what I gave to you.
I gave it to you with love.
I gave it to you with love.
But that's the right place for you.
But that's the right place for you.
How is it?
Sorry, what did you say?
How is it? How do you feel?
I feel warm and I feel like I've been given back something. And I'm very touched.
Tell those two, thank you for what you did for my daughter.
Thank you for what you did for my daughter.
I honor you for what you did to my daughter.
I honor you for what you did for what I could not do.
How's it feeling for you?
Good.
For you?
Very good.
Yes, right.
For you?
Over here, I had a huge sense of shame when I was too close in. It feels like it's I've distance and I don't feel responsible.
Say the same to her.
Forgotten what you said.
I let you go to your father.
I let you go to your father.
You may keep what I gave to you.
You may keep what I gave to you.
I gave it to you with love.
I gave it to you with love.
But that's now your right place.
But that's now your right place.
How is it?
I feel I've no place now. I don't belong in either place. I feel I've been sent away by two families.
Stand here. How's that? Wait a minute.
This is better. Yeah. I want to be here and I don't want to lose him either.
Tell those two, I leave them with you.
I leave them with you.
And I thank you for what you have done for her.
And I thank you for what you have done for her.
And she's my daughter, nevertheless.
She's my daughter, nevertheless.
And she may also come to me.
And she will also come to me.
Tell her too.
You can always come to me.
Got that feeling?
Yes, that's good. Yes, that's right.
Okay, how are the mothers feeling now?
Feel left out. Feel worried about my daughter behind me somewhere.
If you move a little bit further, is it better or worse?
Worse.
Okay, turn around. Tell her you have my blessing.
You have my blessing.
Even if I stay apart.
Even if I stay apart.
How is it now?
Very moving.
Go to her. Go close. Take her on. Tell her, I honor you as my mother.
I honor you as my mother.
But I stay with my father.
But I will stay with my father.
Okay, go back. How is it now for you?
That's okay. That's fine.
For you?
Yeah, it feels fair, just.
Now what's with you?
I feel on the edge of things, left out. But I felt better since my daughter's standing there, and I really don't want anything to do with her or anybody. I feel relieved.
Okay, go. Move a few steps forward, like this. Now, if she has children, you see, one of her children will imitate her out of loyalty. Things are not solved in such cheap a way, you see, by just giving a child away and find somebody to take care of. They're not solved at all. They get worse by that. There's no solution. These cheap solutions don't hold. Will you stand in your place? Look around at everybody. If you want to say something to him, you may do.
I want to say I'm sorry that I feel sad for hating you so much, for not giving me children. And I ask forgiveness for that. That feels better.
Keep your eyes open.
I feel sad too. And I forgive you. I forgive you.
To say to forgive, it's very risky, you see. Tell her there may be now peace. Something like that. Huh? Feel the difference? Feel the difference?
Well, at least there may be now peace, some peace.
There hasn't been much.
There will be more peace.
That would be excellent.
Right. Okay, that's more true. It's okay. Good, all right. I think it's okay now?
Yes.
Yes.
It changed enormously when my eldest daughter and her mother came together. This feels completely right, like the family is. And my eldest daughter has been so angry at me, I think, all her life. And there was enormous, enormous relief when they hugged each other, my eldest daughter and her own mother.
Tell her the story. Okay?
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you, everybody. Huh? Thank you. Thank you.
People who see this work for the first time are surprised at the representatives' reactions and how those feelings change in the course of the constellation. You may have noticed that at the beginning, Catherine wanted to put her husband's representative's arm around the other representative, and Bert Hellinger asked her not to do that. The reason is that these gestures tend to block the representative's ability to feel the changes during the process of the workshop. And there's one other interesting thing. At the end, you may have noticed as the representative of Catherine's husband wanted to accept her apology, he was acting with wonderful intentions, but you could tell by the sound of his voice that his heart wasn't quite in it. And what a wonderful, spontaneous reaction as Bert Hellinger offered him an alternative formulation that just simply fit better. Now,